Let's get into that Kansas City shooting we saw yesterday. Sadly, at the Kansas City Champions Parade for another championship. Back-to-back 3 of the last 5, but they picked this day to act out. So this KC shooting, the interesting part is, here we go again. Now I'm gonna drop some jewels on y'all, I hope, because I have a stance on this gun issue, what happened, mass shootings, etc., that may come from a different place, a unique perspective. But first, a little sound, little video of the shots fired at the KC Super Bowl parade.
It only took moments for a city full of Super Bowl joy to be overcome with grief.
We became part of a statistic of too many Americans, those who have experienced a mass shooting.
Wednesday was supposed to be a party. Schools closed, with almost 1 million people expected downtown to celebrate the back-to-back Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City, let me hear you one time!
Right after the parade and rally, officials say someone started shooting. Video obtained by TMZ Sports appears to show the moments gunfire erupted. Some in the crowd fleeing as police rushed in. At least one person was killed, identified overnight as local radio DJ Lisa Lopez Galvan. More than 20 wounded, some seriously. Among those hurt, at least 11 children, ranging from 6 to 15 years old.
Something that was supposed to be so joyful just turned so quickly, and you can see some strollers out here.
Some of the team's star players taking to social media. Patrick Mahomes writing, praying for Kansas City, while Travis Kelce said he was heartbroken. As the chaos unfolded, Chiefs player Trey Smith says he was rushed to the train station and even barricaded in a closet with teammates and others.
I'm infuriated. I'm frustrated. It's supposed to be a day of celebration for the city.
Police say they've detained 3 people as the investigation continues. In this footage, parade goers tackling a possible suspect.
Oh, we tackled him.
We tackled him.
Alyssa Contreras says her father, Paul, was one of the Good Samaritans who tackled that person. She filmed the chaotic moments after police arrived. Some here outraged.
I'm never bringing my kids to another place like this. I mean, there's too many people, too many children for them to just spreading guns like that. You know what I mean?
The mayor speaking out.
What you saw happen was why people talk about guns a lot. We had over 800 officers there, and I think that's something that all of us who are parents, who are just regular people living each day, have to decide what we wish to do about it.
President Biden in a statement asking in part, what are we waiting for? What else do we need to see? How many more families need to be torn apart? And back to that video that appears to show a group of bystanders tackling a possible suspect. Authorities say they are looking into if that is in fact what we are seeing on camera. Hoda.
All right, Jesse Kirsch for us there. Thank you.
Okay. So far, 22 shot, right? 3 in critical condition, 1 dead. A radio host was killed, young lady. Okay, let's start off here. Let's just get this out the way. People are punks. A lot of people are punks. We all know it. Maybe you are one of them. What do I mean when I say you're a punk? What I mean is you will unnecessarily amplify a situation, or you would take something so extreme and make a mountain out of a molehill. And the most lethal force using a gun is the way this was demonstrated. People are punks because people don't know, 1, how to deal with what they're dealing with emotionally. 2, they also don't feel that their life or others' lives are as valuable as they really are. They don't know the definition of the word precious. They don't know how precious the present is. Okay, so people are punks. I knew this since I was little. I always told y'all, the way that I wore Teflon around all that violence that I grew up around was simply because I assumed they were punks. And to me, a punk is someone who strikes first. To me, a punk is someone who disturbs you because they're disturbed. They are the people who hurt people because they're hurt. I never thought of them in some courageous, never looked at them with reverence, never saluted them, never had that kind of respect for them. Always was just shaking my head. Usually I had the eye roll on the inside so I didn't get my ass beat up or shot. I used to eye roll on the inside, say, look at this punk, trying to mess with me because somebody done mess with him. Okay, so people are punks. people are also sick, and that's the difference. In this world, people are sick, mental health issues, right? We talk about it a lot, extensively now, not so much before. So in a world that keeps spinning, that's expecting you to be mentally healthy and expecting you to keep up with it, is when you see incidents like this that make you realize everybody ain't healthy. Everybody ain't healthy. Okay. It's interesting in this world, we've addressed the physical health issues to the point where I'm going to a game this weekend. And when I go to the games and sit there, I'm going to a Monster Jam actually experience at the Anaheim Stadium. I will sit here. I love sitting there in the front row of any section. I love the front row. Got a lot of leg room, right? I don't like being behind a seat. And then you see in front of the front row of a section, what is it? Wheelchair, disabled area, right? An area where the physically challenged can go. Accessible. Easier for them to come and go. In this world, we haven't figured that one out yet. And I know that is a deep problem. But this world is going to keep spinning, expecting you to keep pace, expecting you to be healthy. We make edits, abbreviations for the physical health of those who are compromised, but not the mental health as much. So what you're doing is imagine I go to Monster Jam and I'm sitting next to somebody in a wheelchair, actually sitting next to him, right? Kind of weird. How you gonna fit in the chair? I gotta help him. He come with people to help him, etc. It's a whole different animal. We are coexisting around with people who are not only punks, but are sick. That part. So how do we change it? How do we get them on par with us? How do we either make it easier for them, we designate who they are, or we identify it, or we separate because they are in the midst of us? I know for me personally, I've had a gun before when I was in the league, and I was young and irresponsible with the gun, but I ain't blame the gun, blame myself. Then I became more mature. I started to respect this object for what it was, lethal force. Now, I know this conversation has already shifted to some degree to a gun control conversation. I don't want that distraction in this conversation. I don't want this to turn into a gun control argument. Want to know why? Because no matter how many guns you give me right now, I'm not about to shoot up a Kansas City Super Bowl parade. Would you? Okay, so we're not going to talk about access to guns. We're going to talk about who is accessing the guns, right? And we got to talk about it in those terms to identify those who are mentally sick, mentally ill, or just straight up punks. Tough. How do you grab a category? First of all, in this world, in this PC world, how you going to even tell somebody, yeah, you're a little off, so therefore you're not getting this? And there are waves, but it takes extremities. It takes extremes, I should say. Now, beyond that, what about the subtle ones? What about the ones you know, like, dog, I don't know about David, dog. How about David? David shouldn't be able to own a gun. I think what we need to do is veer our attention to the people, not the object. Too much talk about the object. Too much guns everywhere, guns everywhere. Look, put a gun right in front of me right now on this table. Y'all don't see. Guess what's gonna happen when y'all come back tomorrow's show? That gun gonna be right there. I ain't doing nothing. The gun ain't getting up and walking. The gun ain't getting up and shooting. The gun ain't getting up and firing. And I understand this is a sensitive subject and topic. Oh, well, you're at the right show because that's what we talk about here. All right? I am not against those who are on the other side. Like I said yesterday, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just proving to you I'm right. You want to know I'm right? Because I grew up around guns. And guess who only used them in a bad way? The punks and the sick ones. Come on, y'all. We got to get right on this one. So we don't stop making cars because of all the car accidents that happen. You know, what we do is continue to make cars and say how irresponsible you are behind the wheel. You're like, well, a car is not designed to kill. Nope. Unintended consequence, though, it kills more than guns. So I don't give a damn what you designed it to do. I know what it's doing. Woo! Don't even get me started, y'all. So let's have some fun in the comments. Let's talk through this topic right here. How sad. What do you think's behind all these mass shootings? I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes when I hear mass shooting, because I know how they designate it, I'm like, damn. But it's mass shootings every day, all across this country. Every day, you know? And so, like, the day-to-day warfare that some people have to deal with, man, is senseless. And then it becomes over the top when you see situations like this. We're not gonna stop commercialism. You already know. Commerce is gonna continue. And you also know evolution will never stop. So let's not stop evolving in terms of our solve for this issue. Take away all the guns. I remember in the 80s, they was grabbing hefty bags. I used to see hefty bags full of guns and full of NWA cassettes. And I was like, yeah, can y'all stop with this whole, oh, we want these kids to turn out better from the hood, so let's remove the graffiti and give them a new gym with a better basketball court. I'm like, can you work on the people? You know what I mean? Like the object, we'll bring value to the things, but just work with us. Work on us. Work with us. So